Welcome again, sports fans, to a new week of Blood Bowl. I am Corona's Rage Gore, and here in the seat next to me is John Thorax. How's everything going on for you today, John?
Being a bit bored, I've craved to see some games.
Well, wait no longer, cause there's a game about to start.
Right!
In this first match, we'll have the Wood Elves versus Nurgle. A strong team versus a fast team.
Besides the treatment, you are correct.
The best player for the Wood Elves will be the War Dancer with Blodge and Strip Ball.
For the local team, it would be the Pestigores with an agility up.
Alright, we start this match with the Wood Elves receiving the kick.
Here we go. The treatment wants to start the show with a big punch. Wait, what?
It looks like he was outplayed by the Nurgle player.
But how? Morgan treatment is twice the size of him. What the zogging heck?
I don't know. However, the Elves did forget how to pass, leaving an opening for the Nurgle team to attack.
The Pestigore was able to steal the ball and allows the local team to start making a cage. However, they don't have the players around to make a full cage.
With that in mind, the Wood Elves take advantage. The War Dancer attacks the Pestigore, although he has support from the guard piece.
Down goes War Dancer. If this game continues like this, I bet we'll see some blood before long.
Hey, don't jinx us.
Calm down. It's not like Nuffle can hear me.
I bet he can. Either way, after some brawling between the teams, the Pestigore is able to get slightly free.
Here comes War Dancer. Huh? Did he run out of breath? Why did he just stop? The lazy git.
I guess he thought he could punch the ball carrier. Or at least the defenders didn't allow him to or something, I don't know.
Whatever, just punch him or something, you absolute pansy! Regardless, the Pestigore was able to outstrength the elf lineman with his horns and getting the elf out of the way. Now he is headed towards the end zone.
Nurgle touchdown! That'll lead the game with the Nurgle in the lead, 1-0.
Nothing else happened in the first half to note. The local team get the ball in the second half. Kronos, I think you might be right. I haven't seen any blood so far in this match.
What did I tell you?
What in Nuffle's ballsack is going on here?
The War Dancer goes after the ball carrier, and then rips the ball out of the hands of the riding beastmen.
Not enough players to capitalize on the free ball, as the Pestigore just picks up the ball again.
Here we go again. After a few turns, the War Dancer is taking punches and removing footballs.
The Wood Elves have set up a pass, but cannot get the ball away from the diseased hands of the Nurgle team.
Oh, look at there. It looks like the Nurgle team sees the elf in the end zone. I think they're going to allow him to talk to the fans. Oh, and I think the fans were a bit too harmful. Knock him out in the process.
Nothing else really happens in this game, but we do get an injury.
Somehow, it's not an elf, but a rotter. How does it look, Anxiety?
Oh, hello! I was beginning to think that the loners killed you two, and I was gonna be the lone star of the show.
No pesky loner can even get close to killing me.
Nor me, and you the lone star of analyzing. Don't make me laugh, you crop muncher.
Oh well, I wouldn't want to see you two gone anyways. I have too much fun picking on John. Anyways, the rotting corpse is still wiggling, but I don't really have a great report as it had a bunch of smelly fluids and maggots everywhere. I think I'm gonna be sick.
Fun times. Now, on to the next match.
In this game, we have the Orcs versus the Pro Elves.
The best player for the Pro Elves will be the Blitzer. Both of them have Blodge, while the Orcs did not get any additional training, so their best players will be the Blitzers with Block.
The Elves, like in the match before, are fast, so the Orcs can bash them down before they start getting any touchdowns.
I don't know, John, but like always, I do want to see some pain.
The Pro Elf coach is considering to go with the usual elf play, have a lot of people down the field.
General Elfiness, whatever you want to call his name, serve an orc into the stands, while another player knocks out a black orc.
Here we are, an elf turn 2 touchdown, making the score 1-0, Pro Elves winning.
Not a big surprise if you ask me, but can they survive the orc's retaliation?
They can, as we have an elf injury. That's your cue, Angsty.
So, we are returning to this old joke. Very original, John. The elf is unfortunately still breathing. He will miss next game after this punishment, but he is doing the job that he was hired to do.
The orcs do leave an opening for the elves to swarm through. The blitzer was unable to pick up the ball. However, the catcher was right behind him and caught it.
I hate those gits. Someone grab a fly swatter, as that orc didn't, and he let them slip by like a greased beer ball.
Yeah, the elves take advantage and run for another touchdown.
Elven Union 2, Orcs 0.
Elves, turn 8. And they have a screen set up. The orcs forget about the time though, so they will not be able to score, leaving us with the Pro Elves winning in the first half.
Wah! The elves get a blitz. What are the orcs doing?
Bad, but they do have a lot of orcs around to make a defense.
But this is their offense. The Orc Blitzer does injure an elf. Maybe this will increase their morale.
The elf is fine, only really suffering a minor concussion.
Get back in there, you pansy!
Hey, that Black Orc somehow got the ball.
He's lucky.
Yeah, another elf is down. He tried to escape but got tripped. This could maybe allow the Orcs to break away and run down the pitch.
The report for the catcher is that he is down for this game but will return by the next one.
Either way, they move slowly down the pitch, but the elves are able to make a screen to defend the end zone.
There's plenty of time on the clock, but not enough for victory, so it will happen before the end of the game.
Oh, look there! The Orcs foul an elf blitzer, and it looked like it hurt.
Nothing major, but with the last blitzer gone, this could make it very difficult for the elves to defend.
Indeed. After a handoff, we have the Orcs on the board. That will end the game with the final score 2-1 with an annoying elf win of the game. What a disgrace to Orckind. I'm going down there to kick some heads in. Be back in a minute.
Understandable, but don't take too long. We got another game about to start.
In this game, it will be Chaos versus the Ogres.
The Chaos doesn't have any additional training, and no breakout players to talk about. The Ogres, however, will be bringing in a break tackle player. Something else to note is that the main coach is out for the Chaos team, so the assistant coaches will be guiding this match.
The Chaos team is used to bullying around other teams, but not be this so in this game. Let's see what happens.
We will see a snotling injury on turn 1. That is what we'll see.
While the Snotling should be recovering next game, we all know that they're going to be thrown into the Ogre's stew pot and replaced with another Snotling of the same name. Not very creative, Ogres.
I never tried Snotling Stew. I guess I really don't want to either.
Anyways, the Chaos team is able to move the ball down the field, but slowly.
Oh, look there, Kronos. We have a Chaos injury. How does it look there, Anxiety?
Always surprised when it comes to you, John, but the Beastmen should be fine, only really complaining how a spike went through his arm.
Back to the game. The Chaos team is able to break an opening and run down the pitch, but they stop short. I guess they're going to try to stall for a turn.
They say that it's a valid strategy, but will it pay off?
I think it does. They don't sustain any injuries, but they do lose a player due to a failed foul.
Touchdown, Chaos!
The Ogres do try to do a one-turn touchdown before the halftime whistle, but they fail.
With that in mind, those Gits will be receiving the ball in the second half.
The Ogres have some holes in their lines due to the nature of them being a bit dumb, and the Snotling couldn't even secure the ball.
The Chaos team will try to take advantage and run in the back lines.
With them infiltrating, the Snotling will be difficult to defend.
Oh no, we see two Ogres bonehead in the middle of the defensive line.
However, the Chaos team decides to blitz to take advantage of this outcome.
The blitz is successful, and they decide not to stall any turns.
Touchdown, Chaos! Making the game 2-0.
The Ogres better start cranking out the touchdowns if they want to win.
You think the Ogres have a plan?
Probably not. Ooh, and I think there's that a riot? Well, that will not help their chances.
With a deep kick, I don't think they can either.
Oh no, the Chaos Warrior does a blitz and he goes down with the Ogre. And I think he took more than a beating than the Ogre did.
And that's gotta hurt. Not only did the Warrior go down suffering that injury, but he isn't gonna be running in the future. I doubt that the Chaos coach will fire him anytime soon because they're not meant to run. Also, if you didn't know, the player will miss the next game. Kind of goes with that kind of injury, you know?
Oh, he's going to feel that in the morning. But anyways, the Ogres tried to do another attempt for a one-turn touchdown.
And splat! That Snotling fails the landing, and that will conclude this game with the Chaos winning 2-0.
In this next game, we will have the Goblins versus the Vampires.
The best players for the Goblin is the Troll with the agility up, and for the Vampires will be the Vampires that learned the skill of block. I believe these are the only player in the game with block.
The Goblins will be receiving the ball in this first half.
Did that chainsaw just jam?
Yeah, and the Trolls didn't do anything but knock out one player before a turnover.
The Vampires take advantage of the turnover and knock out of the bad position of the chainsaw.
They also blitz a Goblin to steal the ball.
It looks like the Troll's about to do... Oh, he's drooling, I guess.
Speaking of guessing, I guess that vampire was hungry for a snack, and it looks like he supped out a bit too much.
Great job, genius! Empty your blood bag. I'm sure nothing will go wrong for you later. The Thrall is fine, just suffering some minor blood loss. They'll be back soon enough.
And not too long after that, we have another injury.
It appears that the loner on the vampire team fractured the skull of a goblin. I doubt that the goblin had any brains to begin with. Now he still doesn't and will have a more difficult time taking any more punches.
He'll probably be fine before the next game at least. That is my prediction.
The vampire will make a run for it down the pitch. Will we see a touchdown?
After a push during the blitz, we do.
That would leave the game at a 1-0 with the vampires in the lead.
We are nearing the first half. Can the Goblins make a difference in the upcoming drive?
The goblins do make a decent pocket down the pitch, but they leave an opening for the vampires to exploit.
Exploit they do as the vampires run into the fray, punching the Goblin with the ball.
Yes, another injury. How does it look, Anxiety?
After a punch straight to the face, that small greenskin got his jaw broken. This will mean that he will miss the next game.
Hey, hey John, look there. That vampire is dead on the pitch.
What do you mean, dead vampire? We are immortal! Don't tell me you decided to die! Your team needs you and you decide to stay dead? You, sir, are a coward!
That kid got a good crumping, with no one able to get the ball. That will conclude the first half.
The vampires will be receiving the ball in the second half, and with them in the lead, the goblins will have to steal it and get some touchdowns.
Are they a bit nippy today? Were they not fed before the game?
First we have a dead vampire, now hungry vampires. Again, minor blood loss and the throw will be out of this game. The camera isn't on me, but I would like you all to know that I am face-palming right now.
Yeah, the vampires are not doing very good.
But hey, we have another injury.
Wow, there's been a lot in this game. I'm used to the lack of blood and pain, but this game is taking the cake. Isn't it great?
Indeed it is, Cronus. The Gobbo is out of this game, but will return in the next.
Did the bomber forget that the troll was in the radius of the blast?
Appears so, causing a turnover in the process.
There goes the vampire. With having the strength and agility, he's able to dodge into the open field.
What a play! And there's another goblin injury.
Just another minor injury for this little guy. I would send him back in, but he is afraid that a troll will eat him if he does. So he should be back in the next one.
Angsty, don't you move far. We have another injury at this time on the bomber.
These goblins must be faking some of these injuries at this point, and there goes another one. What is happening?
Blood and pain! See? And there goes another one. And that goblin is dead.
Indeed, you are correct, and I do believe that the loner thrall earned their spot on the vampire team.
Can someone bring in a wheelbarrow or something? There are goblins strewed all over the pitch.
I think it is raining goblins and thralls. I couldn't remember the forecast earlier, but now I know.
Either way, this game will end with the vampires winning 2-0.
I think both teams will need to buy new players, but what a game. Probably one of the deadliest games at this point of the season.
What a crazy game! Hope to see more of that in the near future.
Maybe we'll see some more in the next game.
For this upcoming game, it will be the Skaven versus Underworld.
The key players are the gutter runners, especially the one with Blodge. The Skaven team also has a block and mighty blow Storm Vermin.
While the Underworld's team's main players are the Troll and their Blitzer. They also use Petty Cash to buy a level 2 Blitzer, and they gave it Mighty Blow. There's one more thing that they bought too.
And what is that, Kolos?
A star player, Chainsawer.
Ooh, the Skaven team will need to be wary of that guy.
Anyways, we start the game with the Skaven getting the ball.
One of the first blocks of the game, and we have an injury. How's it look there, Angsty Pants?
I do not agree with your nickname that you gave me. I will deal with that later though. As for the goblin, it's mostly fine. Probably ate too much warpstone and had an upset stomach. We saw it barfing everywhere while I was walking off the pitch.
So, will it return?
The report says no.
That dumb crotch, get back in there!
Well then, that Skaven Gutter Runner runs down the pitch to set up for a pass in the hopes of getting an early touchdown.
Oh my, we have an interception. That's a rare occurrence.
Haven't seen one of those in a long while. Will the Underworld team take advantage of the new situation?
I guess not. The Stormwoman brought him down.
And oh, look at the Gutter Runner. He stole the ball.
The Underworld team does try to bring the Gutter Runner down, but with both of them being skilled with block, neither go down.
Here we go. The ball carrier wants to escape, but gets tripped.
They've surrounded our line rat. We both know what's about to happen next.
Injury.
He's just slightly hurt. Out of this game, but his real problem is trying to not get eaten by his fellow teammates in the reserves box.
The Underworld team does try to bring down the other Gutter Runner with the ball, but cannot.
Skaven touchdown.
That will make the game 1-0 with the Skaven winning.
Oh yeah, more blood, and only after the first few blocks of this drive.
The Skaven team is down a few players now. That one will join his comrade in the injury box.
And we have a Skaven thrower blitzing the Underworld thrower?
I guess the Skaven one was slightly better in this brawl. And now the ball's loose!
And no surprise here, as a free gutter runner steals the ball with ease.
Skaven touchdown! Making the game 2-0 before halftime.
On to the second half, the Underworld will get the ball, and they kick it out of bounds, causing a touchback.
That will allow the Goblin to take it for free!
What's this though? Why are they trying to hand the ball off to the Troll?
I don't know, nor understand.
Well then, the ball will return to the Underworld team by hopes of thrower. However, he is a bit open.
The Underworld thrower does get to run down the field though, but this will make that player even more open for a blitz.
A blitz we shall see. Down he goes.
A Goblin is able to get the ball, but another Goblin meets the fate of a punch.
Skaven turn 13, and they're stealing the ball again, moving pretty far down the pitch.
Touchdown! Leave the score with the Skaven at 3 and the Underworld at 0.
Nothing else really happens in this game besides of the fourth touchdown for the Skaven team. Most of the fans of the Underworld team already left the stadium, even before the drive, but even if they did stay, they would be disappointed with the results.
Final score, 4-0. Skaven with a victory.
Anyhow, on to the next game.
It will be the classic Dark Elves versus High Elves. Unfortunately, we cannot show this match,
And why is that?
because a Goblin member lost the footage to a troll. They gave me the reel, but it was all chewed up and had nothing but slobber on it. I would have killed that Goblin right then and there, but that thing was smart enough to run away before I even opened the box to reveal the destroyed footage.
Where's that grot? We need to kill him.
We'll have to later, as there's another game about to go into kickoff.
In this game, we have the Chaos Dwarves versus the Undead.
The Chaos Dwarves will have their Bull Centaurs as their best players. And with the Undead, they will have the Mummies and the White to fight with.
We start the game with the Undead getting the ball.
After much brawling, we get an injury on the armor value 6 Ghoul.
While not sustaining anything to affect any of its abilities, the Ghoul will be out next game. This will leave the Undead team to rely on the Whites and their last Ghoul to maintain the ball play.
And the ball play they do, taking advantage of a turnover, and they move players out of the way for the right to dodge and grab the ball.
The Chaos Dwarf team does catch up, but too bad. The Hobgoblin is stiff-armed, allowing the White to head to the end zone.
Can they stop him?
No, they cannot. Undead touchdown.
Undead 1-0 for the Chaos Dwarfs.
Start of the second half, the Chaos Dwarves will get the ball.
But the Undead seem to have come and set up a better defense.
The Chaos team failed to pick up the ball, and then later failed to do a handoff, allowing the Undead team to press in the lines.
The Bull Centaur finally gets the ball.
The Undead predicted that, and they brought down the ball carrier.
I bet he didn't expect the other Bull Centaur to pick it up though.
Probably not, as he is pretty far down the pitch.
Hey, Kronos, we have another injury.
Nice. But tell me this, how can a skeleton even get injured?
My guess is that the walking bone bag has a rune stuck to it somewhere and that necromantic powers were weakened, but in this case it wasn't a strong enough punch. So the corpse will be back in the next game.
Interesting.
Here we have it, sports fans, the Chaos Dwarfs touchdown.
I guess the fans didn't like how the teams are playing in this game, as both of them suffer a rock being thrown at them.
The White is out of this and the next game, but the Dwarf took the rock like a champ. He only got stunned.
Well then, the Chaos Dwarfs will invade the backfield.
And the Ghouls will do a handoff to try to move the ball away from the encroaching opponents.
And we have a death on the pitch.
The binding of this White might have been too weak to handle the punch and it doesn't appear to have regenerated. So yeah, it's gone. Probably lazy craftsmanship.
Looks like that Ghoul will not escape either.
The Gruul is somehow fine-ish, but this will be pretty much the end of this game. Back to you, John.
Wait, you don't do the outro of the match?
I just did. Now on to the next match.
Great idea. This last match of week 3 will have Dwarves versus Norse.
Both teams have a lot of block and they can do a lot of beer drinking. Time to run, little piggies.
The main factors of this match is not so much the players as it is the brawling. The Dwarves are a hardy bunch while the Norse doesn't have as much armor. However, they are able to make the difference with strength of the Ulfrunirs.
Indeed, the Norse will get the ball in the first half.
A lot of brawling with nothing to show. The Norse somehow bends the Dwarven line, and the Norse runner is able to reach near the end zone.
They do decide to stall the clock for a few turns to make sure that the Dwarves cannot score for the rest of the first half.
Norse touchdown!
We do get an injury, but there was nothing of note about it.
Hey, that's my line.
On to the second half.
The Dwarves get the ball this time. Can they retaliate?
With being down to 4 players left upon the pitch due to the combination of heat and a pitch invasion, I don't think so.
Agreed. The extra Norsemen run down to steal the ball.
I got the ball, but failed into the dirt right in front of the touchline.
This will give the dwarf blitzer the time to catch up.
But he goes down after being outnumbered.
Huh? I think the dwarves just gave up or something.
Those stupid gits, get back up and at least do some punching.
Well, Norse touchdown?
Dumb, ignorant, stunty gits, they will leave the score 2-0 with the Norse winning?
Alright then. That will be the end of week 3 of season 9. And here are our top 3 teams of week 3.
Stick around to see the links of the coaches and their associated channel links.